Greetings, Guardians. This is Olympus Alliance. The second week of the Summer Glory season has officially begun, and with it comes another set of events for us to work through. This week we're getting Defiant Edge, Unbroken Bond, and Gear and Glory. As always, these seasonal events include a large number of different tasks, each rewarding Sigil Coins, Season Pass progress, and a variety of additional resources. So rather than looking at everything at once, we're going to take it one step at a time. Today, we'll focus entirely on Defiant Edge, explain every task, discuss the rewards, and point out a few things that immediately caught our attention. Then, over the next 2 days, we'll cover the remaining events before calculating how many Sigil Coins players can realistically earn, and what that means when it's time to spend them in the Balance of Power shop. So, let's begin with Defiant Edge. This event consists of 8 different tasks, and as always, some are extremely simple while others require much more planning depending on the stage of your account. The very first one is the easiest of them all. Simply log into the game every day throughout the event. There's really not much to explain here. As long as you remember to log in during all 7 days, you'll collect your Sigil Coins together with several mixed artifact chests. Simple. Easy. Free rewards just for being active. The second task is Generous Soul. This event rewards players who decide to spend money inside the game. This time the rewards include Sigil Coins, Season Pass points, Adventure Coins, together with Soul Stones for Electo and Om. As we always say here on Olympus Alliance, we're never going to tell you how to spend your money. Whether you decide to invest in the game or remain completely free to play is entirely your decision. Every account is different. Every player has different goals. Our job is simply to explain what the event offers, so you can decide whether it fits your own style of play. Next comes Energy of Evolution. This is another familiar task that returns once again. Each day you'll need to spend 6,500 Titan Potions, and in return you'll receive Sigil Coins, Season Pass points, Electo Soul Stones, Titan Skin Stones, Adventure Coins, Artifact Keys, Mixed Artifact Chests, Titan Potions, Mastery Crystals, and Elemental Spheres. It's a very resource-heavy task, but it also provides a large collection of useful materials across several different progression systems. After that we arrive at on a titanic scale. And this is where we immediately notice one important change compared to last week's event. Previously, players only needed to spend 30,000 Titan Potions each day. This week, that requirement has increased significantly. You now need to spend 50,000 Titan Potions every day. If your goal is to complete the task every single day throughout the event, you're looking at a total of 350,000 Titan Potions. Now, that doesn't necessarily make the task impossible, but it certainly makes it much more demanding. For newer players who are still progressing through the dungeon, collecting that amount of Titan Potions can be very difficult. At the other end of the spectrum, veteran players face a different problem. Many have already completed most of their Titan progression, meaning they often purchase horns from the merchant using excess resources. But if this requirement continues appearing every week, sooner or later those stored resources begin running out. Eventually, many endgame players may find themselves returning to the dungeon, not because they need dungeon progress, but simply to generate enough soul coins to exchange for merchant coins, buy additional Titan Potions, convert them into horns, and finally spend those potions for the event. It's an interesting situation and certainly something worth keeping an eye on if these requirements continue increasing over the coming weeks. Completing the task rewards Sigil Coins, Season Pass points, Electo, and Om Soul Stones, Titan Skin Stones, Artifact Keys, fairy dust, elemental spheres, adventure coins, and red gear fragments. The next task is Price of Power. This time, you'll need to spend hero skin stones. In return, you'll earn Sigil Coins, on soul stones, fairy dust, additional hero skin stones, artifact keys, mixed artifact chests, season pass points, metacubes, mastery crystals, elemental spheres, and once again red gear fragments. Now, this task presents a completely different challenge depending on the stage of your account. For newer players, spending 20,000 hero skin stones isn't a small investment. Hero skins are one of the biggest long-term power increases in the game, so before spending such a large amount, make sure you're still investing in the heroes that matter most for your progression. Remember? Hero Wars Alliance isn't a sprint. It's a marathon. Always upgrade your account with a long-term plan rather than chasing every single event. But the biggest issue actually falls on endgame players. If you've already maxed every hero skin, there simply isn't anywhere to spend hero skin stones. Unlike other resources, there's no alternative shop or conversion system that allows us to complete this task once every hero skin has reached its maximum level. Now, we don't yet know whether this task will become a recurring requirement in future events, so it's probably too early to draw conclusions. We'll have to wait and see how often it appears. But for players with completely maxed hero skins, this objective simply isn't possible to complete, making it one of the few event tasks that's entirely locked behind your account progression. Next comes Summoning Titans. Here you'll simply use Titan Spheres to summon Titans and receive Sigil Coins, Mastery Crystals, Season Pass Points, Adventure Coins, and Red Gear Fragments. Guardians? This is another task that's becoming increasingly demanding. A few months ago I personally had around 9,000 Titan Spheres saved. Today, that number is 0. Between Guild Versus and these recurring seasonal events, spending Titan Spheres every single week has become much more difficult to sustain over time. That's why our advice remains exactly the same. Whenever possible, try to spend your Titan Spheres only when multiple events overlap, allowing you to progress in 2 events at the same time. That approach continues giving the best overall value for your resources. But once again, how you choose to manage your account is entirely up to you. The next task is Successful Fighter. Fortunately, this one is much more straightforward. Simply complete 25 arena battles throughout the event. With 5 free arena attempts every day, this task is easily completed by almost every active player. The rewards include Sigil Coins, Adventure Coins, Season Pass Points, Adventure Energy, and Titan Skin Stones. And finally, we arrive at the last task. Payback time. This week you'll need to defeat 15 realm bosses every day, rather than the 10 we had during last week's event. Completing the task rewards realm resources, Sigil Coins, Titan Skin Stones, Adventure Coins, and additional Season Pass points. So, Guardians, those are all 8 tasks included in this week's Defiant Edge event. As you can see, there are plenty of resources available, but there are also several requirements that have become noticeably more demanding compared to the previous week. Whether that's something we'll continue seeing throughout the season is something we'll have to monitor as the event progresses. Tomorrow we'll move on to Unbroken Bond, followed by Gear and Glory, before putting everything together to calculate exactly how many Sigil Coins players can realistically earn during this week's events. Only then will we know how much we can realistically spend inside the Balance of Power shop without making unnecessary sacrifices elsewhere. If you found today's breakdown useful, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe to Olympus Alliance, and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next part of our complete Summer Glory season coverage. Stay tuned. Stay sharp. And as always, salute and friendship.